Did you know there's a stock that might go 100 times as high as Tesla? If this comes as a surprise to you, make sure to stay attentive and keep watching what stock is being referred to with all the relevant resources available to mankind. Investors have been eager to put their money to work in companies that offer the best prospects for growth. One of the most well-known equities, Tesla, has also done adequately well throughout the years. However, there appears to be another stock that could surpass Tesla in size. In fact, it may easily exceed 100 times. In today's video, you will find out what stock will reach 100 times, which also appears to be bigger than Tesla. Most of you probably already know that Tesla is a pioneer in the automotive and clean energy industries. Therefore, it may come as a surprise to learn that another stock could eventually overtake Tesla. Talking to Cathie Wood for an interview. Everything she has learned regarding the aforementioned stock was divulged. If you're unfamiliar with Cathie Wood, she's a prominent American investor, CEO, and CIO at investment firm ARK Invest. ARK Invest is a $60 billion asset management organization that has invested in new technologies, including autonomous vehicles and genomics. Wood maintains that self-driving cars are technically robots. She was referring to the broad and historical understanding of robotics at the time. First choice is Teradyne. Teradyne Incorporated is an American firm specializing in the creation and distribution of automated testing equipment. Teradyne offers high-quality technologies such as smart devices, life-saving medical equipment, and data storage systems to the market faster. Even though Teradyne purchased Universal Robots in 2015, not many people know that the company is also involved in robotics. Odense, Denmark-based Universal Robots, is a leading producer of Cobalt collaborative robot arms for the industrial market. The acquisition of Universal Robots is still a minor part of Teradyne's entire revenue, but since costs of industrial robots, particularly collaborative robots or cobolts, are lowering, it is predicted for those robots to cost $10 to $11,000 each in a few years. Cathie also discussed the significant impact 3D printing has had in the modern day in the same interview. Companies like Stratasys, Protolabs, and Materialise were named. When it comes to design, production, and healthcare, Stratasys offers end-to-end polymer 3D printing solutions for the whole product lifecycle. Protolabs uses industrial 3D printing, CNC milling, and injection molding technology to make parts in a matter of days, making it the world's quickest digital manufacturing source for custom prototypes and low-volume production parts. Materialise has been developing software and providing 3D printing services for over 30 years. When discussing how the auto industry and the aerospace industry have slowed the adoption of 3D printing, Wood noted that crisis creates opportunity, which might lead to a surge in demand for the technology. When asked about the existing situation of 3D printing and whether it is genuinely going to break through today, she said certainly it is. It's located down in the pit of despair, if you're wondering. Many equities have fallen by as much as 90% from their highs because management concentrated on the consumer market instead of the industrial market. Wood continued by mentioning prominent aerospace manufacturers such as Boeing and Airbus. She estimates that gross margins sit between 15% and 20%. Since 3D printing has been approved by the FAA or Federal Aviation Administration, those expenses can be reduced by as much as 90%. It can also reduce the size and quantity of moving parts, which in turn reduces the overall vehicle's weight and makes it easier to maneuver. After analyzing the current state of the aerospace sector, Wood came to the conclusion that, in order to get back on track financially, companies will likely pursue new technologies with greater vigor. The next question directed at Wood was whether or not she thought this effort and partnership with the 3D space was doable. She assured him that it was entirely possible. She went on to say that there was a roadblock for a while, during which the FAA was understandably anxious and felt compelled to investigate every component and source of construction. It was first skeptical of 3D printing, but this attitude changed as proof of concept and other forms of success were presented. The FAA also started witnessing the stress that aerospace industries are experiencing, so it's quite feasible to see additional approvals of other materials and the likelihood of more companies starting giving services to the aerospace sector. Is this stock, in your opinion, larger than Tesla? Leave a comment and tell us what you think. Similarly, down below, as was also mentioned, to clarify, 3D printing or additive manufacturing is the production of a three-dimensional object from a CAD model or a digital 3D model. It can be accomplished in a number of ways, often by adding materials together in successive layers, under computer control, using processes like as deposition, joining, or solidification. The advent of 3D printing technology has influenced numerous sectors, including but not limited to the automobile and aerospace sectors. 3D printing has revolutionized several fields, but none more so than medicine. In fact, 95% of all hearing aids are 3D printed nowadays. Hip and knee replacements in medicine may soon be 3D printed due to the high degree of personalization it offers. Kathy Wood was also grilled on whether or not her funds will ever include short positions in any of its iterations. Wood answered with this: well, we have. For our own staff solely, we have. We're trying out a portfolio, but if you can believe it, it's just ARK with some extra muscle. We want to test it out on ourselves first and make sure that everybody has their eye on that 5-year investment time horizon. She also noted that their concentration is on shorting stocks that are included in the major benchmarks if a risk-off situation arises, so their time horizon is not concerned with the day-to-day. Equities that make up a negligible percentage of benchmarks or aren't included in benchmarks at all are often dumped by portfolio managers and analysts in favor of the aforementioned equities. However, this presents a fantastic opportunity for the wood industry, which has been accumulating inventories as of late due to the general trend away from risk in favor of benchmarking. We believe the long-term dangers lie in the benchmarks, which are becoming increasingly populated by value traps. Those successful businesses of the past will be disintermediated and disrupted by the current wave of innovation, Wood said. When do we use a benchmark? The performance of a security mutual fund or investment manager can be compared to an industry standard or benchmark. Generally, broad market and market segment stock and bond indexes are utilized for this purpose. A strong benchmark will have a clear, published set of rules that can be relied on by portfolio managers. A good benchmark, in essence, is one that is indicative of the investing universe over which a strategy operates and, by extension, of its risk and return characteristics. This suggests that having well-defined underlying stocks and weights may be beneficial for benchmarks. She estimates that in 10 years' time, truly disruptive innovation would cost anywhere from $10 to $15 trillion in the open global economy. The total may perhaps surpass $200 trillion. This means its share of global equity market capitalization will increase from just over 10% to perhaps more than 50%. That is how much disruption is evolving. A number of technologies, including DNA sequencing, robots, energy storage, AI, and blockchain, are being held responsible for this, as stated by Wood. All of these are converging, so that curves will be feeding S-curves. The S-curve is a type of chart used to analyze and forecast the future of a business or project. In particular, it is a logistic curve, a type of graph used to track the development of one variable in relation to another. Kathy stressed the importance of having a 5-year investment horizon at the end of the interview. We expect the next 5 to 10 years to be quite remarkable. Can we expect any sort of swings? We agree with you that ARK is a risky plan as it stands, thus we recommend keeping your sights set high. The world as we know it today will be unrecognizable in only 5 years. We have money in all the companies that will change the world and end out on top when the dust settles. Visit our channel, check out some of our other videos, and press the like button if you enjoyed what you saw if you want to see more of the same.